Mm.
The parties are not participating, then that become an issue. So I don't know, right?
Yes. So, okay. Crumbler, hi. And Katie, hi. How are you guys doing? Happy New Year.
Hi, Crumbler. Hi, Katie.
Okay, so,
Hello, Maddie.
hi, Maddie. Okay, so one of the things that we like, I guess that we've even gone through in just creating a YouTube channel. I guess YouTube originally started as more of something that I wanted to do,
Yeah.
but believe it or not, I was really, really shy to do it. And then Nick took up the camera one day and he was like, "We're gonna make a video. We're gonna make a YouTube channel, and this is what we're gonna call it." And so that's how we started our YouTube journey personally. Now, you know, we have some channels out there that have like millions of subscribers, so the pressure for them is very different than the pressure is for us, of course, right? So one of the things that we encountered was drive, because you have one person that really wants to create content,
Yeah.
and the content that I wanted to create, I actually kind of stumbled in a different way. So what the kind of content that we create is content that I really personally enjoy in my everyday life. So I love home decor, I love shopping, and of course we're a family type channel. So one of the things that I found was kind of like a pressure being a couples channel is to create content together all the time. And that is the reason why we turned the channel. At first we were kind of like doing challenges and we had lots of fun with that. But Nick was in the military at the time. You were in the military still, right?
Yeah. I'm
And then
still in the military.
yeah. And then I was working very, very part time. And of course, I was home with the kids. I was working from home.
How you doing, Craig Jones? I see you.
Hi, Craig. Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year. Go ahead, you continue.
Okay. So, one of the things that I found very difficult was getting Nick to be on board with me, schedule wise, and just when you're creating content, you have to want to create content, right? You can't just kind of be in a space where you're like, sometimes you have to push yourself, and I'm able to push myself a little bit more than he is. So I kind of eventually we took a little break, and then I kind of I was saying to myself, okay, you know what? I wanted to do this more than he wanted to do this. So I'm just gonna go out on a, you know, on a whim and just kind of start creating content myself. And that's how we got to the home decor and the shopping stuff. I originally wanted to do a mommy channel, which I still have a strong desire to do. But that's how I ended up where we ended up today. So there was a little bit of pressure, and I used to get upset sometimes, and I had to like kind of revamp and tell myself, okay, this is the reality of what it is. It's not working the way how I want it to work, so I'm going to have to make it work for the channel to actually work, because we already established the channel and we were doing well at the time. And unfortunately, on YouTube, when you take a hiatus or you're not consistent, you do not do well. So I would say there's definitely pressure with consistency there, for sure.
Yeah.
So, does anybody have anything to kind of add to that as far as whether or not you think YouTube couples, or YouTube creates a situation where couples.
Yeah, definitely though. But YouTube, the pressures, people do usually feel the pressures of YouTube.
The county sheriff
Like
is on the live. Happy
like
New
I
Year,
could
Sheriff.
deputy. Yeah. So people do feel a pressure because obviously my wife is spearheading this YouTube channel, and I could definitely sometimes feel her pressure bleeding through on me. So there is a lot of pressure that goes along with creating the content, getting the content out on time, and also getting the content um, properly correct.
That's correct.
So with as least mistake as possible. All right, so Craig says, I think YouTube can bring families together. It's like you being in a business together and giving the couple the opportunity to build a family legacy. And that is a great point. So I always tell my wife, I says, we're creating content. Well, she does most of the content. I'm in the content too, but it also is documenting our whole journey, our whole life. So for our grandkids or whoever, they'll actually see us and see these videos and know exactly what we're about. So it's not only for me, it's not only creating content, but it's documenting a great part of our life with our kids too. So
And I think it definitely has brought us together in a lot of ways because, for instance, this podcast was actually Nick's idea. So Nick thought it was a great idea to do like a couple's. Oh, we're having some technical difficulties. That's okay. We're gonna push forward regardless. Um, so Nick thought it was a great idea to go ahead and do a couple's podcast, and I was like totally on board because anything, of course, that is going to be enlightening, that is going to help us as a couple in general, um, kind of talk through situations. And yeah, it's not coming on. Yeah. So I'm sorry. We're gonna call in our stage crew to come and help us with this. So yeah. So basically, what I was saying is, it's good because if he's helping us with innovative ideas on how to help establish the channel and what kind of ideas we can come up with for the channel to help the channel to grow and so forth, and it definitely can turn into a family business, and especially in situations where a channel is monetized and they are doing well together, it is a part of their income structure and so forth. That makes a world of difference because then you have couples that are actually leaving their jobs and able to do YouTube full time. So in that respect, it's a really good thing, right?
Yeah.
So it makes everything work. So I definitely agree with that.
Yeah. So the question is, let's see if there's another one in here. So how much do you think? So do you think it actually ruin marriages, or does it build a stronger bond in a family dynamic?
Does it build a stronger bond? It depends.
Well. Let me put it like this. We know it can ruin families because we have seen it over. We've seen it over and over again on the internet, right? It's no secret. But do you believe that it can build a stronger family dynamics?
Family dynamics. Okay. So it depends on how it's done, right? So when we first started, we said, like, we didn't really want our kids involved. We just wanted it to be a couples channel. I know we kind of built a close-knit community at that time, and people didn't even believe that we had children. So I remember one day, I think we were doing a live, and we were first trying to do lives. Somebody asked to see our children, and I was kind of a little hesitant because I didn't want the kids on camera. I kind of felt funny about it, but then eventually the kids came on camera because it didn't seem complete or like we could really show, us, and our dynamic without the children. But I feel like it can be a problem when you're depending on YouTube income, right?
Yeah.
And then you have children that are coming into it and they're kind of immediately pushed in front of the spotlight right away, and there's pressure even on them to perform. So I definitely think in that respect it can be very complicated. Deputy Sheriff says that he does hand sketch designs on drawings of Boeing aircrafts. Well, that's awesome. That's cool.
Well, definitely though.
I'm sorry.
Definitely. It does. It does. I mean, it can do harm, but I also think it can do good too for the relationship and for the family dynamics. So, I mean, it's kind of a.
The demand of constant creation. So constantly coming up with content. I feel like for our channel where it's at right now, when we were doing challenges, it was hard. It was hard. Like, okay, so what are we gonna do next? But what we did is we set guidelines for ourselves. So we knew that certain things were off limits, right? We weren't gonna do pranks. It's not that we weren't gonna do pranks. Pranks don't really work well for us. I feel like I'm always giggling and I can't keep a straight face. So when I'm doing something with Nick as far as a prank is concerned, he's always gonna know. And he's very straight faced and he always has me like smiling and laughing. So it's hard. Like when I'm doing something funny with him, it's like really hard for me to keep a straight face.
Yeah, I don't think pranks would really do well for us.
Yes.
But it does great for other people, and I actually enjoy watching
pranks. We like watching pranks.
It's pretty funny, I think.
If you
Some
guys,
of them is hilarious.
If you guys are just coming into the live, please give us a like. Thank you, guys. Okay, so like Nick said, sorry, Nick, I'm sorry. Yeah, the pranks for us, it just didn't go very well. He always knew that I was up to something. So it never
It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
And then his
guys.
pranks would probably get me very upset. So knowing Nick.
It's not gonna work.
So it probably just wouldn't work for our dynamics. Although he does play with me a lot in real life. But I guess we just keep that amongst us.
I'll enjoy watching other YouTubers pranking each other.
Yeah. And then relationship related pranks, that was so I wouldn't say that I would not pull a prank on him or try something. I wouldn't absolutely say that because I would love to get him one day real good. However, I would never ever pull like any type of a relationship prank. That is off limits for us. Like for others, I will watch it for sure. But like for us, it's off limits. So we kind of drew the line in the sand right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but there's some like really great couples that I have watched over the years, that have kind of dissipated, and it's so sad to see because the other day, and this is actually we spoke about this before, but the other day. We're talking about a YouTube channel. I think they were in Australia, the couple. It was a biracial couple in Australia. And I hadn't seen them for a very, very long time. And then somebody told me that they were no longer together anymore. I was like, what?
Yeah.
So that was crazy. So I can't imagine having like a breakup or something devastating happen to your marriage like in front of the camera and doing this full time.
Yeah. But it's like you said, it's so demanding, like especially in my opinion, especially when you start making a certain amount of money, it's so demanding to keep up with that and just continue putting content up, finding content daily just to put out is I think is the pressure of that,
because
could really stress you out. And once you're stressed out, obviously a partner, they're gonna feel that stress indirectly or directly. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it could cause some type of damage. Not saying that a regular job can't cause that much stress, but I think when it comes to a regular job, it's kind of different because it's kind of, especially if you're not working from home or at home, if the work is at a different location, then sometimes I drive home, allow you that time to de-stress. So by the time you get in, you're ready to cool off and you're not upset and you're not stressed out or whatever. While when you're at home and the pressure is on to make these videos or these contents, everybody around you is feeling that
Like,
whole.
Get up!
They're feeling that.
We gotta film. We
They're
gotta
feeling
make
that
content.
pressure,
Yeah.
So it could be some type of damage done there to your spouse or your partner or whoever. If especially if they don't understand the whole YouTube thing and they don't want to be a part of it, or they're not supportive.
We've come across a lot of couples like that where like one wants to do it and the other one like doesn't do the camera at all. So I'm thankful that I'm in a situation where Nick actually was like, here's the camera, I'm putting it in front of your face and we're gonna do a video. Like, he kind of got me going and now I can't stop. But but I think I was like very, very shy, which kind of is weird because I've learned to speak in front of a whole camera. And it, like, have I impressed you with the way how I've opened up in front of the camera, you think?
Yeah, absolutely. And I will, and definitely, guys, I'll try to be in the videos a lot more, but I have a job that I have to go every day.
He has to pay. He has to pay.
Job, fellas.
He has to pay the bill. YouTube does not pay our bills, and so
I got a job. So, but I'll try to be in the videos a little bit more, though, to be honest. But
well, I think Nick, you know what? Within all honesty, I think you're doing a great job for what it is.
Well, thank you.
I think Nick is doing a great job. I've kind of had to recalibrate myself. And I know it's hard to believe that he was actually the one spearheading this, and that I was like,
And then I fall off the wagon.
Yeah, and then he fell off the wagon. And now, like, I'm the producer, the director, and everything. Yeah. But honestly, the content that you guys see is, I don't know how much more natural we can get, right? Being a couple and being picture perfect, we are not picture perfect. So even on these podcasts, honestly, my favorite podcast is the one that probably looked the worst, which was like the one that we did before we took a big long break. And the big long break came because like just a lot of things came up in our lives, right? Yeah. So, and I'm thinking to myself, people must be thinking like,
Craig says, I'm gonna try to put more into creating some content this year. Definitely. That's the way to go.
So Craig, for you, what do you think has been your biggest challenge with content creation? And are you a couple? Like, do you have your spouse or your significant other on the channel with you?
Yeah, we'll definitely check that channel out too.
Because I'm just interested, like, how a lot of people are doing this. I think at first for me, there was a lot of pressure to keep like my background picture perfect when I'm filming. And now I'm at a point where I don't even care anymore. I mean, I have come on camera without my makeup, which
I don't guys.
is a
I
big
don't think she don't
for
care
me.
Anymore. She just. I just don't think it really matters as much.
Yes, as it used to. So before I feel like, no, it's messy. I can't show them this. I can't before in the earlier stages, I was more concerned with having everything look a certain way. And then as I went through time and kind of understood YouTube a little bit more, I understood that, okay, really, I don't think people like to see polished people, but I definitely didn't want to be fake. When I started YouTube, I wasn't all the way, like I wasn't myself. Because why? I'm in front of a camera, I'm shy, so I wasn't 100% myself.
I think everybody starts out rocky at some point until they get used to filming, I guess. So yeah. But it is what it is. We're here now. So Craig said, I always been just a fan, and everyone I follow have been encouraging me to start. So I think I'm going to focus on just doing something this year.
So are you gonna be doing like artwork on your channel? What kind of channel do you have? Just out of curiosity.
He doesn't have a channel yet, but he's gonna start to do something.
Oh, okay. What kind of content are you gonna be doing? Hey C Miller, how are you?
C Miller TV, how you doing, man? Big up, big up.
Say hi to Carrie for me. And Happy New Year! He said blessings as always. He was just talking about you.
Oh. Hey. Enough love for that, man. We always give thanks and respect you for that, C Miller.
Definitely. We love you guys. We're always watching you guys, and we don't always
he's a real one.
Yeah, we're not always in the comment section because you guys are getting so many comments all the time. I'm like, do they even see the comments that we leave? If they see it at all.
So
but
C Miller, big up yourself.
You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Craig was saying maybe what he sees as he's out and about because he does work in construction. Okay, so people like that kind. You know what? One thing with YouTube is there's content for everybody. Everybody has content to share. And there's somebody that's going to like your content at some point. The biggest thing, I think my biggest mistake, our biggest mistake with YouTube is consistency. So I feel like if you're not consistent, like if you start building, because this is the momentum that I've noticed, you start posting, and then, you're doing well, and then you drop off. I was listening to somebody yesterday, and they said it's like feeding an animal. So you have to like constantly feed this animal. And the minute you stop feeding the animal, it starts to go downhill. Like everything goes to pieces. So the animal needs to constantly be fed.
Craig said he did some short videos. I'm gonna check it out, Craig. I'm gonna check out your channel, your videos.
Okay, so we'll definitely check you out, Craig. So time together. The time together is amazing, right? So, but like Nick said, like when he goes to work, he gets time to come home and debrief from his job, right? Yeah. But when you're constantly together, do you think it would have been a problem? I don't think it would be a problem. Because I think we function well together.
Yeah, we do, but I mean, see, I'm not here all the time, so
yeah, and I'm dealing with
hard.
The kids.
It's kind of hard to explain.
We don't know what that would be like.
What it would
the
be
real
like
reality.
Because I'm not really here all the time. So, but I don't think it would be a problem. But you never like I think what I'm trying to say
together,
to say is once you're looking for content to create and the pressure's on for you to create the content. Every day, then like your significant other, your spouse or whoever, they're gonna feel that pressure too, directly or indirectly, because they're here with you. If I'm at work, I'm at a different location. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm stressed. I'm this, I'm that, or whatever. But that little drive home, and I'm just talking for me too. This little drive home, it just gives me time to decompress. Kind of just get my mind right. So by the time I get in, I'm not upset anymore. I'm not stressed. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like I'm in a better mood.
With me?
I'm in a better mood.
From work?
Not necessarily with you, but like work. You know what I mean? Like you feel the pressures at work too. You feel stressed at work too.
Yeah. So, C. Miller, what do you think? Like you guys are a couple and you're doing YouTube together. Do you think that there's a lot of pressure from that standpoint for YouTube if you're still here? Because we are curious. We want to know what you guys think about if you think that YouTube can ruin relationships. And I think going in, you should always have that conversation, right? About the impacts of social media on your marriage, your relationship. The other thing is, so we talked about time together, keeping up with the algorithm, keeping up with trends is a big one, okay? Sacrificing kind of quality time in a sense. Mm-hmm. Because there's time that like I'm sacrificing. I know like there's times when I'm stuck editing a video and Nick just wants my attention, right? And I'm like, but I need to get this video out by this day or that day. And the times when I'm being more consistent. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, but I agree with Sima, like I alluded to earlier, that it can strengthen your relationship. You know what I mean? So that is facts, man. That's
yeah, because
that's
you
indisputable, C Miller. For real. We talked about that earlier. I don't think you were here yet, but we did say we've seen where it ruins a lot of people's relationship, but it also could strengthen your relationship, and it also you're documenting your whole. For us, we're documenting our whole life for our grandkids and for everybody else to see. We're always together, so we get to know each other more. True. That is true. That is absolutely true, man.
And it depends on the kind of relationship that you have, right?
Yeah.
Because if your relationship was kind of, it depends on where your relationship may have been rocky or may not have been rocky before in the past, right? So for us, I know it definitely encourages more family time in a lot of respects. Like, you know what I noticed we do more? We do more date nights now that we do YouTube. I think we find more time to do date nights for sure. But on the flip side, when you have a couple and they're out there in the limelight and they've blown up, you have the man that's getting more attention, the woman that's getting more attention, the DMs that are coming in. Like, you know, that for like a week, for a weaker couple, let's be honest. Like, you know, for some women or some men, that can pose a problem, right? A major problem. Like, I mean, we've seen stuff like that, right?
Yep.
For sure. Okay, so what about the feeling to always be on camera?
For like who? For anyone?
For couples. Like, what do you think about, like, for you? Okay, I guess you can only speak for yourself. Yeah. But there is a pressure for some. It depends on your channel, right? To always be on camera.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess if that's what you bought into, and you know that's what you want to do. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cause I mean, if both of you guys say, hey, we're gonna create, that's what we want to do. We want to do YouTube. We want to be content creators. I mean, obviously, to be a content creator, you're gonna be on camera. So unless one person don't want to be a content creator and is kind of trying to be dragged into being a content creator, then I think that would create some tension. But other than that, I mean, if that's what you kind of sign up for, I mean, I don't think that would be an issue.
So what if I have the camera in your face 24/7? How would you feel? Nick would not want the camera in his face 24/7.
I mean, I personally, I wouldn't. I would not. I'm gonna be honest. I would not want that. You know what I mean?
Because
I wouldn't want that.
He definitely needs that time, away.
But I mean, I'm just speaking for people who do this all the time. You know, so I mean, that's what they do. So that's what they do. I mean, the more you do something, is the better you get at it. So, I mean, if that's what you do, that's what you do.
So for us with the kids too, what I find is as our kids have gotten older, because we started how many years ago? It's like almost 5 years, right?
A long time.
No, is it almost 5 years or 4 years?
About four probably.
Okay, so yeah, it's almost 4 years, a full 4 years.
It's COVID, right? Right before.
Yeah, no, it's not before COVID. It was like in the lockdown period. I think we started.
Yeah.
But like we started just before the lockdown, I think, and then they had the lockdown, so it was like a February or something. Anyways. So our kids were younger, our teenage sons, obviously, were younger at the time. 4 years is a big deal. And now they have their own like social media. We have one that does really, really well on TikTok. He has a lot of followers.
Yeah. C Miller, not to cut you off, but C Miller, you're right. You just validate what I was saying. When YouTube is your job, it's different.
Yeah.
When it's your job, it's completely different, man.
I want it to be my job. I'm working there.
So
get it to be my job.
you know your assignment. You know exactly what you need to do. So, but you're right on that. You
Yeah.
know. So
It's like, I would say, ideally for me personally, it would be like, I think YouTube is like a dream job because you're doing everything that you want to do. The only difference is you have a camera that's up documenting what you're doing, which is another dream because, I mean, these memories are like, I mean, we have so many videos of our family doing things, even videos that never went out.
yeah.
And where are you, like, you're never going to get that back, or you're never, some of these things that you do, you don't even remember that you did them. And I go back and I'm like, it's on video.
So, C Miller, if you're on here, I got a question for you, man. I always wanted to ask this question. So, when you're where do you draw inspiration from in the times when you know, like when you just don't feel like you want to get up and do this, like you know, you're tired, you're weary, you're like, man, I don't feel like doing this today. How do you get yourself up to do it if you're still in the life?
Yeah, we want to know. C. Miller, we want to know. How do you and Carrie do it? I think part of the motivation, because I keep telling Nick, so we're not quite there yet because we've been playing. But I keep telling Nick, like, I feel like I just need some more motivation sometimes. It's something that I really like to do, but I need some more motivation sometimes.
Yeah.
I think financially that would help, right?
But yeah, but I know it's hard, man. I know it's hard. I know it's hard for these content creators
to make content,
to get up every day and make content and not be a burden on the other person if they're not with it, if they're not, you know, want to be a content creator too, or don't want to be a part or whatever.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean?
It's really hard.
Yeah.
Okay, so then there is
yo, yeah, see me, let's say, yo, you can't explain that right now.
Okay, we got that.
Yo, yo, hey, that was a good one. That was a good one, man.
Yeah, please do that, Nick. I need you to get as much inspiration as you can.
That was good, man. I was expecting that, but that had me laughing. That was good.
You know what happens with him? He has a lot of, this one has all the good ideas. He has a lot of great ideas. So like, I'm just like more on the home decor, and I'm like, I see things and I want to do this and I want to do that. And of course, it comes with spending, which he doesn't really block me from spending, but like I have to be mindful of my spending because, you know, when you're doing home decor, you just want to buy everything. And that's not feasible because we're not millionaires. So that is another challenge because I'm a stay-at-home mom now, right? And I no longer work. Part of the motivation to not work anymore was to focus more on YouTube, and then I hit some other challenges along the way.
Yeah.
So that was part of my motivation. I have a wonderful husband that said, if you want to do full-time, like YouTube full-time, you want to try YouTube full-time, go ahead. And then we hit a few challenges with one of our children.
But yes, Simila, I'm gonna link you, man. Definitely. I'm gonna give you a link.
Thanks, Carrie.
I'm definitely.
Thank you so much. You see, that's motivation for me. Motivation for me to do the next video. I love that. Okay. So where was I with this whole thing now?
We're talking about if YouTube play a part in ruining marriages, right?
No, I know we're talking about. You're so funny. I know we're talking about that, but what?
It seems like I don't want to stray off the point too much, but.
Yeah, what point were we hitting? We're talking about, okay, you were talking about motivation. You're asking the question about motivation. Okay. Okay. Personal life, too much to share.
A lot of spending, man. A lot of spending.
Yeah, lots of spending. But you know what? In all, like, really, Nick, you have to admit, like, I'm good at being frugal. Like, I find ways to do everything myself, right? Even when I want something, because I call him El Cheapo, but I'm the miss to the El Cheapo, okay? So I really try to make things work. Um, I do the workarounds a lot.
Try. Did you hear what you said?
No, but Nick, I don't know, but I don't like. I'm not in the Pottery Barn, buying everything in Pottery Barn. I try to get I try to get all of the inspired pieces. I try to spend the lowest possible dollar, and I've always been like that with everything. Like I'm one of them. I don't really want to go to the nail salon. If I can figure it out on my own, I will do my own.
Well, no. But she do go there because
I do good.
Like
then I collect things.
You'll get one you'll get an expensive piece, and then you put all of the
I don't really get expensive pieces though.
Little pieces around it and so I mean that's not my, I don't know anything about decor, but I'm kind of watching and seeing what's going on. So.
Okay, you want to know the truth about me? I'm very down to earth. So everything that I have is cheap. My clothes are cheap. My shoes are cheap. Even when he's like, buy it. I don't even want designer purses. It's so bad. I'm telling on myself. He'll buy me a purse, and like for me to go buy that purse for that amount of money, I'm looking at him sideways like really? Like I don't know. I'm just in general a person that's very conscientious. Now I'm gonna show you where I'm gonna spend. On the kids, I'm spending. Okay? I'm spending. And like extracurricular stuff, I'm going to spend. I do spend on home decor, but I'm like, I see a lot of home decor people on YouTube, and they are spending because they're going to all the top-notch stores. I'm just looking for the inspirational pieces, and every now, once in a blue moon, a very blue moon.
Melissa, boss lady, man.
Once in a blue moon, I will purchase an item that is a little. And then when I purchase the item, I'm like, babe, what do you think about this? Like, I kind of consult him. If it's something really expensive, I consult him. I didn't consult him about a couch one time. The couch is downstairs. Like, there's some things I don't consult about, but like, it's not like I didn't consult him. It's just he didn't know when it was gonna happen.
Yeah, I was at work. You want me to tell him the story?
Engineer guy.
I was at work.
Adam.
And the ring went off, and I was like, "What?"
We're good.
And the ring. I saw somebody at my door, and I'm like, "What is that?" I was like, "What? Who was dropping something over my house?" And then when I came home, I was like, "What happened?"
And then he had the nerve to say, "How did you buy it?"
Yeah. Hey, C Miller, thanks, man. She do a bang up job of decorating.
Thanks, Miller. You don't want Carrie around me because I might get Carrie in trouble.
Fix that. But yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So what else?
I might get poor Carrie in trouble with C Miller. Oh yeah, we're having technical difficulties, sir. So we talked about the boundaries already because we did have boundaries at one point.
Yep.
Because I guess some of us can't handle some things more than others.
Yeah, I guess Carrie had to see him.
Oh, she's the same way. Okay, so then I can't get into trouble then. You know what I do? This is so funny. We're like off topic now. But it's a part of YouTube and being a couple, right? And doing videos. So our guest room, I like to siphon all the things off into the guest room. Nick already knows this, so like it's not a secret. But I like to sometimes lock it up in order that nobody goes in the room.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I have a habit of leaving the stuff in the trunk and maybe taking one item in the house. And like I have like my little spots. But you know what? He's into music and he gets caught ordering expensive items. And I think I did a short on this one time. I walk into the garage and I'm like, he had the stuff in boxes. And I'm like, wait a minute, what is that?
You should know what it is.
And no, but I didn't know. But then I'm like, so he's talking about my home decor, right? How I like to hide my home decor. But he's out here hiding, like, it was like a speaker box or something in the garage. I was like, okay. I was like, we're doing it like that. And then he gives me all incentive to do what I want to do when he does stuff like that.
See what happened,
I catch
guys?
him all the time.
See what happened, guys? We're talking about YouTube and marriage and ruin.
Yes.
And we segued into decor. How did that happen,
yes,
man?
Miller.
How
he
did we
hides
segue?
too.
How did we segue into decor? That's not what we're talking about.
Yes, he hides too. Yes, he acts like he's not a con artist. He's a con artist. Oh my gosh, yes, he's hiding too. No, you were hiding. The way how the thing was situated, I was like, it's like one of those things, you know, you go out into the garage, you wouldn't notice it. And then I was like, hold on a second. So when he came in from work and I caught him I was like, yo.
see what you doing in live? Wow.
I was like, what's going on over here?
Bad woman, man.
So then I was like, oh, okay. So it's like it was my ticket to ride into Home Goods and do what I want to do. Now I have Home Sense over here. So I'm just losing my mind. But yeah, I've been really good because in the first little bit, when I was like really going into everything, I think I bought everything. The star, I bought everything. And then I had to like simmer down because I was like, okay, this doesn't make any sense. And then some of the things you're not using it anymore. And so I had to be more strategic. And then now I'm kind of looking at it more from a business standpoint. So I'm being very strategic with the way how I do everything. But yeah.
So, and let me tell them about that speaker box. So the reason why, music is my thing, right? My hobby, right? So when I was in New York going to high school, my dad had a sound system, so he got me and my brother into the music stuff. So ever since then, we're just always getting equipment.
He has a problem.
We went from turntables to CD players.
He has a problem.
To DJ.
He's been getting equipment for like donkey years.
Forever. So I mean,
since he was a teenager,
But I slow down, guys. I don't really party like that anymore.
He has equipment, and I'm like, okay, so what are we doing? Are we running like a business here? Like, what are we doing? We have every piece of sound equipment.
But when I was up north, though, it was I did more because I had me and this other guy who had like a big sound system or whatever. But I don't party like that no more. I don't do stuff like that. So.
And then there was a thing with bringing it into the house.
Yeah.
So he wanted to have a setup inside the house, and I was like, the garage is your space. Because I was like, you're going to make everything that I'm doing not look pretty anymore.
Well, yeah.
So.
But that's it, guys. You know, I think let's get back on track.
Okay. So jealousy and comparison. We don't deal with that. Jealousy? Are you jealous of me, Nick?
No. Why would I?
Okay. All right. We're good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, I guess we don't have an issue with jealousy. And if a woman started to DM you, you know what? I trust that he knows what to do because he knows who he's with.
I know who the boss is. I know who the boss is, right?
So honestly, I just feel like, listen, if a man is going to stray, he's going to stray. And I'm at a point with him that I have all confidence because we have already been up and down a roller coaster. And so like, I feel like I'm not there anymore, right? We're not like young and reckless anymore.
Yeah.
So,
nah, man, we already worked that out of the system. So.
Yeah. So like, I don't have to worry about that.
We're
past that. I'm very confident. I can't believe I ever got to that point, but I'm very, very confident that I don't have to worry about that. So, sorry, I'm like looking at the points that we have here. And then, let's see. Do we do anything? I mean, I've taken some videos of you that are not, I guess, the best or the most appealing videos ever. But he was like, he put a smile on his face. I'm gonna be honest, if it was me, I probably would have like looked at it differently. But we're two different personalities, so we receive things differently. And plus, I'm a female, and I think things the females will accept are not the same as things that males will accept. Things that males will accept are not the same things that females will accept, right?
That's right.
So there's certain things, situations that I may be able to film him in where I don't think it's a double standard. I just think it's a male-female thing. Because I do believe a man is a man and a female is a female and that we're different.
That's true.
And that some things are just not appealing to put on camera for a female versus a man, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to put you out there wearing a dress, if at all possible. So I'm not going to do that to you, right?
Yeah. See, Miller knows what's going on.
What?
He says we know what to do when the DMs come.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, that's right. Because I'm sure that.
But that's what I'm talking about. Every real man knows exactly how to handle business. You know what I mean? Like there's stages, man, in life. You know, there's stages that you take where you get to certain stages. You know, you're unbothered.
Yeah.
By certain things. So, I mean, you know, you're comfortable in who you are, comfortable in your partner, your wife, whoever she is, and you're good with life. You know, you get to a point. Well, for me, I get to a point where I just want to enjoy life, enjoy my kids, watch my kids grow. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I can't be. It's too much hassle, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like honestly, man. It's just too much to deal with.
Yeah. I mean, we're wide open. So, although I might hide the receipt on my phone, we're pretty much wide open. So, like, we don't really hide things from each other. Our social media accounts are wide open. The phones are wide open. Everything is pretty much wide open. And if I felt like, I don't know, like, if I felt like something was fishy or, like, I would talk about it. So,
just gotta be honest, man. Honesty,
Yeah.
like I tell people all the time, man. Like, just be honest. Just like they always say, just put your cards on the table. Just lay them out there, and let it go from there, man. Just be honest. That's all you can do. Just be honest.
So there was a couple that the same couple I was talking about earlier, the Aussie couple. I think there was a little bit of like comparison and jealousy because one of them mentioned, you know, the woman was so beautiful and he knew that she got a lot of attention and maybe that kind of made him take a hit on his self-esteem. So you have to kind of be strong going into this, right? There may be.
So hold on. So he was jealous of his wife?
I think he said that in the videos. Like, I think when we were watching it, he mentioned that he knew the channel was going to take off because she was uniquely pretty, right? And that she would grab the center stage and she would, you know, demand attention and so forth. And she was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful African girl. And very dark chocolate, beautiful. But I don't know, like I used to look at their channel and I know she's beautiful, but I was looking at them for the dynamics of their relationship, right?
Yeah.
And I just thought it was beautiful to see this interracial couple kind of moving through life on camera, right? So my reasoning for looking at them, yeah, she was beautiful, but I can't say that I would just look at a channel because a woman is beautiful, right? But that's how he felt. He felt like she was beautiful and she would command a lot of attention.
Yeah, for real. See, Melissa, yep, hiding is a no.
Yeah, that's a no.
That's big right there, man. Tell people all the time, there's just bad news don't get better with time, man. So, you know, hiding whatever you hiding, it's gonna
the baby mama on the side,
it's gonna,
the 3 children.
You're gonna see it at some point. You know what I mean? So I mean, that's just the way it is, man. Like you just gotta be honest, be upfront, be an open book. You know what I mean? Continue to try to know each other more every day. You know, so but yeah, man, it's that's 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 what keep me going.
Yeah.
Us going, right?
Yeah, that's what keeps us going for sure.
So yeah.
And okay, so collaborating with other couples. We've never really done that as a couple. We've done collaborations, but not as a couple.
No.
Okay.
I've never done that.
So we haven't collaborated, not yet, C. Miller.
Yeah, we haven't done that yet.
Okay. Okay, so financial stress and success. So we talked about the finances. Okay. So income instability. So the reality is, if YouTube is your main source of income, if you don't post, you're not making money. And this gets me very, very upset. I'm going to tell you. So you see couples going through things, and then people are wondering, well, how are they still on social media? How are they still posting? They need to take a break. And of course, if you're on this end of things, a content creator, you understand that's their job. And a lot of people like to put content creation down. And I don't understand why, because I can tell you, you know, I have worked a professional job, and I really think that content creation may be one of the hardest jobs that I could ever have. I'm not going to trumpet over saving lives and keeping people alive, say from a nursing standpoint, but it has to be one of the hardest jobs that I have ever had. If you were talking about staying afloat, one, you have to create content, you have to be creative, you have to get the videos out, you have to edit, and if you take all of those things very, very seriously, it's pretty rough. And then you have to work and work and work before you ever get paid. So I'm still in that phase where I'm still doing the work. The only thing for me is I enjoy some of what I'm doing, right? So that is the only thing that's really keeping me afloat. But there are some days when I'm crying and I'm saying to Nick, I think I'm gonna quit YouTube. Like, I just don't want to do it anymore. It's too hard. Like, there are times when I feel that way, and then I have to think, okay, well, that means you're not gonna edit videos anymore. You're not gonna make videos anymore. You're not gonna create. You're not gonna share. And that's kind of what stops me from the quit.
But I mean, in all fairness, though, it's you do a lot. You know what I mean? Because obviously you're homeschooling the kids. You know, you're shooting the content, and you're editing the content. So that's a lot, man. That's a lot. So.
And then in that we have specific things.
All the stuff that
children,
we're doing. So it's kind of a lot, but I mean, nothing is done without work. So you just gotta keep on doing what you're doing. But yeah.
So I have to. I'm going to give it to Nick for that one, because he encourages me when I'm on my face. Like, when I'm on my face, he's really encouraging sometimes. And if he wasn't the way how he was, I probably would have stopped. Like, if he was a man that was like, why are you wasting your time? Like, why? Because I've heard so many people say that this is how their spouses attack them. You know, it's a waste of time. You're not making any money. Da 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 da.
And the way I look at it, you're only as good as your other half. You know what I mean? So I mean, what's the sense? You know, what you want for yourself, you should want for your other half.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I mean, if you're good, I'm good. If I'm good, you're good. So I mean, that's just my outlook and how I look at everything. So.
But sometimes it's very deflating. Trying to put up videos, you're not hitting anything yet. You barely get views sometimes. Sometimes you do really well, sometimes you don't.
Yeah. Yo, Simon said it's more than a job. Yo, I believe you, man.
Yeah.
I believe you. I believe you, man. Like, you guys like C Miller channel. like you guys are inspirational. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like the pranks, you know, all the vlogging is just super addictive, super entertaining,
Yeah.
and you guys, I'm surprised you guys don't have 1 million subscribers already.
Yeah, I'm surprised you guys are going to be there
You know what I
very
mean? So,
soon, I'm sure.
but yeah.
So relationship and marriage talk with Miss Submissive. I like that, Miss Submissive. We all need to be a little bit more submissive. Um, she says that she started her channel in 2023 and it's hard making consistent content. I totally agree. I feel like I would have been so much further along if I had just been consistent, because I see where every time I fell off, I felt like I couldn't do the videos, or I had the content and couldn't edit the videos, like the channel went and took a dive. So I'm really, you guys pray for me. I'm really hoping to stay consistent in 2025 a little bit more. And it's not just because the year switch, but just because I'm learning. And maybe I needed this time to kind of not do well and to see my faults. And I always say, I feel like it's God. Like maybe God didn't push us out too quickly because there were things that had to be understood and worked out. When you're pushed out too quickly, sometimes it doesn't go well.
She ain't giving up, Seema. I'm gonna make sure she's staying in the game.
Yeah, because Miller, we should have been there. But we're not there yet, so yeah. Okay, so the relationship and marriage niche is your passion, and that's her. So definitely. So it's funny that you say that, because we have a passion in that area too, and that's why we want to do these Friday night sit downs, because we have, our relationship is a testimony. In so many more ways than one, but our relationship is a testimony. And we really wanted to kind of share some of our insight. Our experiences. We don't really want to share it. Oh. Sorry. We're just playing around with this thing.
Yeah, but
yeah,
so when it comes to relationship, guys, I have I think I've said this like 1 million times. I had a life-changing experience. Like this was like it was a defining moment in my relationship. Our relationship is I went to what was it? What was it called?
Texas.
No. That's another time. But I went to
the seminar.
I went to a seminar. So it's a seminar that I was very reluctant on going to. Very reluctant in going to, right?
Because he was
like,
young
I don't need
and
that.
flighty, and I know everything.
Why
do we need that?
Why do I need to go there? I know everything.
Because he wasn't ready yet. That's what the problem was.
Super young, and I was like, man, I'm not doing that. Whatever. But my wife, she encouraged me. It was a Christian retreat.
And I was all in my Bible, trying to follow the Lord and His purpose for my marriage and so forth. But go ahead.
and I literally cry going there, man. Just like, why am I going there, man? Like gripping the steering wheel like hard, man. And I was like, why? So, but anyway, to make a long story short, I went to this retreat, and it definitely changed my life, man, for good. So, I mean, sometimes some of the stuff you're running from is actually the thing that's gonna play a big role in your life. So
that was the first itty bitty step that kind of like knocked on his door, but he didn't fully get it yet.
That's why I said there were stages. Remember I said there were stages earlier? It's the reason why I said that, because
it shook him a little bit, but it didn't shake him all the way.
But I'm definitely gonna. I'll talk about that another time. Maybe I'll tell them.
Well, I think
I'll
we
have
want
a sit down.
I think we want. Okay, so I think we want to grow the podcast before we spill all of everything, right? We want to, grow the podcast audience, and just talk about some other things along the way. Because this is the thing. When you're younger or older, because there's men that are still having a lot of issues and problems, sometimes you just don't get it. And not everybody gets it at the same time. I know a lot of people that don't get it. You know a lot of people, probably grown people, older than us, that just haven't gotten it yet, right? So sometimes it takes a defining moment, maybe something that somebody says, something that somebody does that makes them get it.
Trust me, man. It was huge. It played a huge part, in my life. So, but I'll share that.
Thank you for the encouragement, Mel.
I'll share all of that, man. Like all of that. I'm gonna share on this podcast. I'm gonna give you the highs and I'm gonna give you the lows. And trust me, it's been a journey.
For the both of us.
For both of us, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because
right? when
he was going through that, I was going through the control stage.
Yeah.
Being able to control.
And think about
not
this,
get
guys.
into trouble or go to prison.
Think about this, guys. There's another element to this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't speak about this a lot, but I did 22 years in the military. 22
that was
years,
hard.
right? Mm-hmm. And I was not at home for the whole time. So that's another layer to my whole journey that I want to talk about, and just to put things into perspective on how we got here and what it takes
really
to get
young.
here.
Yeah, like he started really young when he was a teenager, right?
Yeah.
So if you think about starting when you're a teenager and you're going away, you're doing your thing, you're all over the place.
Yeah, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy.
It's not easy.
It wasn't easy. I especially those times, and I've been on a couple multiple ships for a long period of time. That's another story. So I got stories for days, man.
So that makes it hard.
I got life changing experiences to share with you guys. So hopefully you guys continue to stay and tune in, and you guys definitely get to know me.
I can't imagine doing YouTube at that time. Like, we probably should have been doing YouTube at that time, but I can't imagine. Like, I can't imagine. Maybe it's a good thing we weren't doing YouTube at that time.
It would have been.
A disaster, because I probably would have been picking up the camera and going crazy.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't a good thing. So, like I said, sometimes God has a time and a point in which he will do what he has to do with you, because I don't know, some things I think maybe I wasn't ready for.
Yeah.
And then there's a level of sensitivity. I had to I was watching a YouTuber the other day, and you know what she said? She said, like, even in the comment section, she has a lot of subscribers, and she said even in her comment section, people are very negative sometimes. But it's interesting because the negativity that she gets, she said she would never get that negativity from the same person, like face to face, because she's had somebody in her face kind of be starstruck, and then behind the computer, they type all sorts of crazy things to her, and it's like night and day. So for me, at one point when I first started, I don't know if I would have handled comments as well as I probably could now. And she said, I don't know if you guys remember, like, the video game, The Sims. So she basically said, you're, like, not a real person. Your life.
Oh, that's what Sims?
Yeah, Sim? The Sim, yeah. She said you're like a sim, right? Yeah, you're like a sim. You're not a real person. So people looking at you don't understand that you're real, right? You have feelings, you have a heart, you have a family. Like, this is all real,
Yeah.
Even if, like, we get heated on a sit down, because, like I said, my favorite sit down, we got really, really heated. But when the camera goes off and you get like that, honestly, for us, it's like squash, because we know how we are when we get into debates, and we have heated debates all the time.
passionate. We're passionate about our
I
points.
call it
guys.
heated. He calls
We're
it passion.
real passionate about what we are talking about, what we feel. So.
But we're one of those couples where even if we have like a really bad disagreement, how many minutes does it last?
It doesn't,
the huffing and puffing
doesn't last long, man. Because
maybe 60 minutes, maybe.
Like,
and then Nick is like poking me or something, and I've come to. He's better with things. He's like more stoic. I show more emotion and feeling.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's and that's part of what that's gonna be part of the journey too.
Yeah.
Because it's you know, as a man, and as you get to different stages, you know, like, you know, you become more patient. You know, you think a little bit more before you react. So there's a lot of little things that you gather along the way as you mature as a man that pays dividends as you get older.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not like you're just born and you're here. You just come to this stage. I don't expect somebody just born and be like, oh, I'm like this. Nah, there's a little
it's that
little work.
It's that commitment factor. I'm going back to that thing. It's that commitment factor. I think because he's committed. Because Nick will look at me sometimes when I'm huffing and puffing, and he'll be like, I can't even be mad at you. And I'm like looking at him, and I want him to be mad at me, and he's like, I can't even be mad. And then it just like dissipates everything, right? Because sometimes like you're trying to elicit a reaction from somebody, and I can't. Sometimes I can't get a reaction.
I mean, the younger me would get in my feelings too, right? I would probably get in my feelings and get upset and yada yada yada.
But the younger you used to tell me that you don't, that I don't get you upset. You used to tell me that. You remember?
Yeah. So, but.
Or for 5 minutes you get in your feelings, and then you're like,
But I don't like the younger me would hold. Like, I learned not to hold grudges and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Hi, Carrie.
Like arguing. I learned not to hold grudges. You know, just be not too quick to react. You know, try to cool down. Try to do something to cool down or whatever. And at the end of the day, I think the secret is I want it just as much as she wanted. You know, so I mean, we ain't going nowhere. So what's the sense of you arguing and you ain't going nowhere? Like there's so many times where I'm like, man, what are we arguing about? Like you know what I mean? Like an argument start, and then in the middle of the argument, I'm like, okay, what are we arguing about? This doesn't even make sense. Yeah. You know what I mean?
For me, everything makes sense in the moment, but honestly, the way he handles things, it helps me so much. Because if he was like me, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work.
Her said she loved the videos. Keep them going. You never know which one is gonna break through.
Thank you so much.
I tell her that all the time too, man.
Thank you, Carrie. Thank you for the encouragement. Honest to God, thank you. Like, I really need to hear that sometimes.
But yeah.
Because you just don't know. You don't know. Okay. So what about burnout? Do you ever feel burnt out? My screen is burning out.
Let me call my Adam.
No, the technician.
Come back on? Oh, there you go.
We have a personal technician over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the burnout. Yeah, I guess I do feel burnt out a lot. YouTube is a burnout situation.
Yeah. I mean, I think. I
feel burnt out a lot.
I mean, just to keep on going and going and going.
Yeah, going and going and going. Right now, like I'm trying to. Oh my gosh, this thing again. Right now, I'm trying to. Adam, whatever you did before.
You got it.
So okay. So with the burnout thing, enjoy our blue screen while our technician comes back.
Yeah.
With the burnout situation, so that's it, right? So right now, I'm working on a long vlog, but I keep telling Nick, look, I'm not wasting any of my content. I don't care what day it is, what time it is. I'm pushing it out. So I'm still kind of like, I'm calling it my December diaries because during December it was hard, right? And then there was a little while when I wasn't feeling well.
Yeah.
In December, burnout. I wasn't feeling well. I think I really needed to get sleep and relaxation. So, and I'm one of those people, I'm like this. I'm always going. Like, do I ever stop, Nick? I think I make his head spin.
Like an Energizer bunny, man. But
because I'm always constantly going. I'm cleaning. I'm this, I'm that. I'm always going.
Miller said the arguments never make sense. You're right, man. You're absolutely right, man. You're absolutely right. You're like, it's a lot of times I'm like, what's the point? What's the end game here? Like,
No.
You know what I mean? So.
But that's a transformation as a person, right? Because
as you get older.
Back in the day.
Back in the day, it's like this, and we're not talking for 3 days. And
no, I don't think. Did I ever not talk
not
to
that
you for
long.
3
Not,
days?
I'm exaggerating, but I'm just saying, like the arguments would go on. You know what I mean? But
no, back in the day, I just want to. I can't say the words on YouTube, but like, you know, like when I was younger, I was a little hothead. So, you know, like I really have to thank God for changing me and that is the reason why I cling to faith so much. Because I say to Nick, look, I have to go to church every single Sunday, if at all possible. And I have to read my Bible, and I have to be in prayer. Because if I don't do that, me as a person, nobody wants me as a person out there in the world, like doing whatever. Nobody wants me like that. Because it wouldn't, no, it's not good.
yeah,
not good for the world. So right where I am is right where I need to be.
Yeah.
So it keeps me grounded. It keeps me thinking straight.
yeah,
And it keeps me, I remind myself every day you have to get to heaven. So literally that's what keeps me together. Is reminding myself that I have a purpose and I have a destination that I need to reach. So I have to keep it under control.
yeah. I mean, constantly self-improving, right?
Yes.
Constantly self-improving. I have a thing where it says it's either you evolve or dissolve. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's good.
So you always gotta constantly self-improve, and just take it one day at a time.
And it's not for me, like personally, honestly, like I said, I want to go to heaven. I want to go to heaven, but it's for everybody around you. Because really, your family is like your ministry, right? So the things that you're teaching your kids, and even as a wife, the things that I'm pouring into my husband, right? It helps, or it doesn't help. So if I'm like talking down to him and disgracing him or making him feel less than, he's not going to produce. And right now I need him to produce. And it's not just because of that, but like he holds the household down, right? So I need him to be productive. I need him to produce. And same thing with me, right? Because when mommy's upset, the whole entire household is shifted, right? Would you not say so?
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
Is that
No,
that
there's a
for
lot.
real?
No,
For
but
real?
there's
For
a
real?
lot of truth to that, because I know, like, if there's anything wrong with me, if I don't feel well, or the kids are concerned, or if I'm upset, the kids definitely shift. And if the kids are shifted, then he's shifted, right? So everything kind of shifts when the mother is not right.
Yeah, that's
See,
that's
Melissa,
facts.
everybody had hot back
yeah.
in the
Back
days.
in the days, man, we were hot.
No, but some people were actually nice. But
Everybody's hot.
I think he
back
was.
in the
I
days.
think he was nicer than I was. Don't you think so, Nick? You're probably nicer than I
No,
was.
I think.
Yes.
Well, so
No, Nick,
think
you
I
were
was a
nicer than
little-
I was.
I think I'm somewhat of an introvert at times, you know. But as
I think I am too,
as
a
time
little bit.
as time went on, I became a little extrovert. You know what I mean? So just because of my job, instances with my job or whatever. But I think I'm reserved. You know.
Okay, so let's tell the truth. So I was a girl in high school getting into lots and lots of trouble. So yeah, but I don't think that was yeah, I have improved, much improved. So I think Nick was a little more reserved than I was, which is good for me because I need that balance of reserve. Let me see.
What do you think? Let me ask you a question.
Mhm.
What do you think? You think I should? Because I'm here thinking, and I'm like, okay, this live streams, this podcast stuff that we're gonna do. I'm
We're
wondering.
doing.
Well, we're doing.
Because
We're doing
we're
right.
doing.
So there's like I said earlier, there's different layers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have a military aspect of it, and I have another aspect of it. Do you think I should go too much into the military aspect, or I should just keep it
I
like
mean,
just to the regular side?
no, but I think okay. So with the podcast, because the podcast is a relationship marriage podcast, right?
Okay.
So I think wherever we have to go. So even if we have to talk about challenges, I mean that's a topic. You know, this is the thing with the podcast, doing a marriage podcast or a relationship or couples podcast. You can go in any direct. Like there's so many
Yeah.
like things to hit, right? I don't think you can run out of topics. So even if like we discuss what it's like to be married to a military spouse
Yeah, because
or what the reality of military life is like,
yeah, that is so like
or a military veteran, like what is it like to be with a retired vet, and even like hitting things like finances and how we do things and how we manage, because I know a lot of people are like, you quit your job as a nurse and you stay at home with your kids? What? Like, what are you guys doing?
And there's a lot when it comes to that I could speak on, but I like over the years I haven't speak on it, but I think I'll touch on it a little bit here and there, um, as we go along, because it's a significant part of us.
Yeah.
Because I did a significant amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I retired.
And it's stressful being a military wife for so many reasons.
Yeah.
For so many reasons, especially I guess when you're younger and you're married, it's oh my gosh.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's rough.
But yeah.
It's rough. Okay, so.
What else we got?
Oh, okay. So let's talk about this one. Okay. So what about situations? Because I don't know, do you guys experience this? Carrie, have you guys ever experienced a situation when like you have one partner or somebody out there, because you guys have, followers, but like somebody out there is overly into your spouse or vice versa, like vice. Did I say that right?
Somebody's stalking your spouse.
Or Miller, right?
Somebody's stalking your spouse.
Anybody like, stalking your spouse, like, I mean those things are crazy. Like overly invested in one partner versus the other, like.
But they got people like that though. I mean, are they?
That's weird.
But the thing is, are they intentionally doing it, or is it just they just see eye to eye with that person more than the other person?
I mean, it could be either way. But like he said before, like even with the DMs, you know what to do.
Yeah, you know exactly
DMs,
how to handle
right?
that. You know what I mean? So. Yeah.
But it's weird. It's weird.
But
have you ever experienced that?
There's people that's
Have you ever experienced that?
What, somebody stalking
overly interested in. You know what? I think there was a situation early on.
Well,
I won't get into it too much.
Yeah,
but there was a situation where somebody was very interested in Nick, and
I just think
the person was very interested in you.
But like Miller said, though, you know how.
And the person wasn't interested in me at all. Had no interest in me.
What Miller says, you know how to handle that, right?
But even as early as then, we didn't even have 1,000 subscribers.
That was a big nothing burger.
Nothing.
You know what I mean? So that's what that is.
But it happens, right?
Kara say yes, we have.
Oh my gosh.
So I mean it happens.
So
I think it happens.
It's
but,
gonna happen.
It's just like do you as do you enter that? I think it all boils down to
Do you
do you
entertain it?
entertain it? You know what I mean? Like it's up to
So what did Nick
it's
do?
up to you
Nick
not to entertain
detected
that
it.
stuff.
Well, I
You know what I mean?
detected it. I was like, my radars were up. I was like,
So
and then he detected it, and then he was like, okay, let me step away. Let me walk away.
I mean, you just gotta
Let me not, yeah.
that stuff will happen, man. It happens. So but
And we didn't even get anywhere yet. And I
once
was like,
people
what?
once people understand who you are and what you're about, then the approach is different. So but,
Yeah, because they really don't know us, right? And I think sometimes people they have preconceptions about who you are, and just in my everyday life, I know sometimes people like they misunderstand, like, say, the type of person that I am. And I would say I'm the most down to earth person, I'm the most kind person, the most down to earth person, and the least judgmental person. Like, one of the least judgmental people. Wouldn't you say that? I would say that. You think I'm judgmental?
Nah, you're not.
No.
I don't think you are.
But I'm like,
you judge me, but you're not.
Oh, whatever, Nick. Whatever. Whatever.
You judge me.
No. But, like, I would think I was one of the kindest people. But sometimes I think people think, like, oh, she's uptight, or she's this, or she. I don't know. Like, I get, like, I get people in my everyday life telling me.
Stush. How she says stush.
Yeah, I'm not stush. There's nothing stush about me.
Is that a word? Is that a word? Stush.
Stush. As Caribbeans would say, she's stush. There's nothing, okay? Nothing stush. I have been everywhere. There's nothing stush about me, all right? It just looks like that, all right? And I'm very, very cultured.
There's nothing wrong with that, man.
Nothing wrong with being stush?
No. I'm just saying nothing wrong with you being who you are.
Yeah. But I think people misconceive who I am sometimes.
I mean, that's how it is.
I don't know about for social media, but I'm assuming if in my everyday life, people think I'm that way.
You gotta read this question. Am
I Jamaican? You know what I heard Cartel said the other day? And
no, you gotta answer the question. Answer the question,
I'm not gonna answer it like this. Cartel said the other day, listen, if your parents are, okay, from the Caribbean, then you are what they are. He pretty much said it in but so many words. I heard him say that, and I said, you see, there's always this thing. So people ask me, I claim being Caribbean, like, to the core.
Carrie, that's a good question.
Yes, I claim being Caribbean to the core, Carrie. But this is the thing. I am told, no, you're a foreigner, you're this, you're that. Listen, I was born in Toronto, Canada. And my mother is from Grenada and my dad is Jamaican. Okay?
Yeah, her dad is from, where come from, Linston?
No, he doesn't, no. Okay, so my parents, my dad,
Highgate.
No, yes, it's Highgate, St. Mary.
Yeah.
But like my family, like before St. Mary, they come from Linston. So that's my original, like, that's where they originally descend from, Linston. And then they moved to, I think it was my grandmother moved to St. Mary, but everybody before that came from Linston. So my mother, and I'm going to tell you, I grew up with more Jamaican influence as I was growing up. So I kind of draw more to one side than the other. Now, if you ask me, like, I can mimic Jamaicans to a T. Like, I'm good at that. But if you tell me to mimic a Grenadian accent, I can't even do it. I don't even. So I didn't have a lot of exposure there. So that's what it is.
Yes, yeah, Carrie. She's she's Grenadian and Jamaican.
Yeah, Grenadian and Jamaican. And sometimes I claim what I feel like.
She feel like she's more Jamaican, you know? Yeah.
No, I claim what I want to claim when I feel like it too.
I know.
And then sometimes I'm like, I'm Canadian.
Well, yeah. But That's what
Yeah.
it is. But good question though.
But Carrie, have you ever been to Toronto before? Because Toronto is very cultured. So
It's a melting pot up there.
yeah, it's very cultured. So like
It's like New York, man. New York is the same.
so Americans here. Americans here, what I find with like people that have like Caribbean parents and they're American.
Hey, say something Canadian, man. She hear the Canadian accent.
I don't know because I haven't been.
I'm Canadian, eh?
So I haven't been there in a little while. It's been a while since I've been in Toronto. But I hear there's this.
She said she's been to Toronto.
Toronto? Okay. So there's a whole new accent. And I'm like, what on earth are they saying? So I'm like, I was laughing. It's funny. I was laughing about it today. I've been laughing about it for the last few weeks because I didn't even know that this was a thing. But I've been hearing people sound a certain way.
You sound like her best friend.
Oh, I sound like her best friend?
I read the comments, yeah.
Yeah, I've been hearing people sound a certain way. So when you grow up in Toronto, you must know how to like speak with a Caribbean accent. You have to know. Like, how do you not know? But then you can like turn it off and turn it on, right? How do I?
You should know.
What should I say? But I hear them speaking with this accent, and I'm like, what are they saying?
You should know, fam.
Yeah, like cootie. Like they're saying words like cootie. I'm like, what's cootie? I'm like, I don't even know what that is. I know they say things like wagwan, fam. Like I know they say stuff like that. But that is stuff that I'm used to hearing from when I was there. So it's like a mix. It's literally.
There's another one.
It's a mix of like the Toronto sound, the Jamaican sound.
There's a couple funny ones.
And I always tell my kids, listen, if you're from Toronto and you think you're gonna go and speak patois like in front of police officers, let me tell you, these police officers, they know everything that you're saying. There's no hiding. Everybody knows everything across the board. You can't hide anything.
It's the Gen slangs.
It's the yes, exactly. I don't even understand what they're. I'm
Gen
like, what?
Z.
Yeah,
it's
the
young
Gen
people,
Z.
Man.
I'm like, what are they saying? But it's funny. I was laughing. So my kids are like, do they really speak like that? And I'm like, I don't know. But you know what? I have a cousin. You know, Charlene's sister. She kind of sounds that way to me. But like a lot of the Canadians, when they come over, I'm like, why do I sound so polished in comparison to them? I'm like, maybe, I don't know. They say I don't sound Canadian anymore. But a lot of things turn off and turn on depending on my mood. Right, Nick?
Yeah. You migrated for too long.
No, but a lot of things turn off and turn on. I don't know.
What else we got?
Even when I'm ready to, I guess I speak all sorts of different ways. The only thing I can't do is I can't do an American. I don't do American accents very well. I don't do the Grenadian accent. I could do the Jamaican accent, but I don't do the American accents well. My kids laugh at me when I say things, so I just leave it alone. Okay, so negative comments, constant negativity. So I just put in my head that now I'm a sim. I'm a robot. I am an AI to people out there. They don't know me, so I don't care. Right?
In terms of what?
Negative comments. We don't really.
Oh, like if somebody leave a negative comment.
Yeah, we don't really get negative comments. I guess people are smart mouth sometimes, and most of the time I'm laughing.
I think we had once when we did that. I think we did the sit down.
All of our comments come from these sit downs, to be honest. We don't get a whole
one that was
crazy.
It was a little out of pocket, but it was nothing that we couldn't handle.
Yeah.
It was just based on that person's opinion, which is cool, whatever.
Yeah. So, he was just saying what he felt that women should be.
Yeah.
Their position, where it should be. It was very.
It was very demeaning. It was a very demeaning towards women, which is kind of silly, but I mean, it is what it is. If that's the way he feels, that's the way he feels.
Yeah. So we want to make the podcast open for discussion. I don't want anybody coming here and feeling like they can't give their true opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm not going to get upset for what people say.
This is Genji saying that you can't run from. There's always that one person.
That one person, yeah.
Yeah. That is facts.
Yes, that's definitely it. But Carrie said, "Are you Jamaican?" Carrie, do I seem like I'm Jamaican? Carrie, you want to know? I feel like I have all of my dad's blood. To be honest, I'm gonna be quite honest. I feel like I have all of his blood because I operate just like he does.
Carrie, you gotta have thick skin and a broad back.
Yeah,
you have a big buck.
You do.
That is true, man. Like, I mean, I think, like, you know, I've
they don't know you. That's the biggest thing.
I've visited other channels, you know, and I like reading comments. And some of the comments, man, some people leave on people's channel. I'm like, how can you even do that? How can you even leave a comment like that? And then, like, these people don't even care.
Oh, you guys were contemplating if I was? I'm more Jamaican than he is.
Oh, stop. Now it's time to stop lying to these people, all right?
You know what? It's so funny because sometimes I know things and Nick is looking at me like, what's that? Or he's like, I don't remember that. And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, Nick, you're Jamaican. But if you know how Toronto is, like, you know, people are very cultured, so they know everything. So, like, I grew up knowing everything. Every living thing. And sometimes I'm looking at Nick like, Nick, are you real?
She know everything, guys. I teach
her.
I'm
more Jamaican than Nick is. Believe that. Believe that. I might, you know what? I might use more Jamaican terms inside this house than you do to the kids. That would be a question to ask. What do you think?
Yeah, we could do who's more Jamaican. We could do a quiz.
Yeah, we could. I guess we could. Who's more Jamaican? Yeah, but it's funny. But Nick has been here since he was kind of young, right? So the funny thing with him is he turns everything off and on very quickly. I don't have much turn on and turn off, but Nick knows how to speak to everybody. He knows how to speak, like, he turns on the American when he's ready. He turns it off and just speaks, I'm going to call it clean when he's ready. Then he speaks pato when he's ready. And he just, like, turns everything on and off like a switch when he's ready. But when I met him, I felt like, I was like, is this guy really Jamaican? And then my friend, Marsha was like, "It really not Jamaican? Like,
is he Jamaican?
Yeah, is he Jamaican? So. Like, yeah, so. Like, he sounds like, this is what she said, he sounds like a Yankee. Like, he sounds like a Yankee that's, like, trying to speak Jamaican. That's what Marsha said. And it's funny, because Marsha is Canadian too, right?
Yeah.
But if you met Marsha, you would never know. Because Marsha does not know how to speak any type of...
But I came here when I was super young, man. So,
yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
Marsha doesn't know how to speak anything called... she doesn't sound like she's from Toronto. She doesn't sound like she's American. She sounds like she's straight up Jamaican.
It's after midnight already?
It's after midnight.
Yeah.
Oh, we lasted a while.
I know.
Oh, we did well. Let's see. Okay, so I guess let's finish up with the healthy prioritizing off-camera time. So one thing I learned as we come back to the topic, one thing I learned about YouTube is off-camera time is very important. So one thing I learned, I think initially I would do a lot of camera time, like have the camera out like all the time. So now I have learned, okay, this is when I need to get my clips, and this is when I need to turn the camera off. Like, say you go to a restaurant, I don't keep it on. It's not to say that I can't, if that was what the video called for, but I know when to turn it on and when to turn it off so that we could have time with ourselves. Yeah. So.
Well, yeah, but it's after midnight now.
It's after midnight. That's
so
right.
We're wrapping it up, and next week we'll have another topic.
Carrie, thank you so much for coming. And Carrie, if you were around me, you would never know the difference. Trust me.
She's Grenadian, guys.
Yes,
What?
I'm a Grenadian. Actually, I'm a Grenadian, Jamaican, Trinidadian.
Just say mutt, man. You're a mutt.
Because my mother's actually Trinidadian and Grenadian. So I'm a trifactor. That makes me extra special.
Yeah. But, so how you want to wrap it up? So, what? What?
So what are your closing comments, sir?
I don't know what to say. No. This conversation, I really enjoyed this little sit down. I mean, next week, I guess we'll have another topic to talk about. We kind of, I think we stray off the topic.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was in good.
It was
reason.
good, and we enjoyed our company today.
So I mean, hey, see Miller, big up yourself, Carrie, big up.
Yes.
All the other people that came through, Jones and a bunch of other people. Thank you
and
for
the
coming
sheriff,
through. The sheriff,
and everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you
for
so
coming
much.
through. Next week we'll have another exciting topic.
And if you guys want to hear us hit any particular topic, please feel free and welcome in the comment section down there. And, let us know what you want us to talk about. We love to get new ideas, new insights, and new conversations going. And of course, if you have anything to add to the conversation about, does YouTube ruin marriages and relationships? So we had two different perspectives on that. When it can strengthen, we think it's probably strengthened us. Yeah. And then one, it can actually be a disaster.
Yeah.
So we could have probably went into other areas with that, like why it would be a disaster. Probably people are self-centered in their relationships and so forth, but we didn't. So maybe we can hit that on another topic.
We sure will. All right, guys. Have a good night.
We'll see you guys later. Bye.
How do you stop it?
Thank you guys for coming. Have a good night. Happy New Year. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's up there. Yeah.